this is the stepping razor. We did a mention about the bombshell we get dropped in Windsor, the House of Windsor, the other day by this lady Meghan and one of the family of the royal family, Harry. So much things happened since them said that. In England we are talking about because it has devastated the whole House of Windsor, devastated them. Them trying to gather up all of the tabloids them and all of the this and that to counteract the statements that was made. Counteract it, the idea of racism, which we know already. You know, it's not something where them make we know. Racism has existed, and that is really what catapult England into being a superpower at the time, even through slavery. We know that England was the main culprits in the movement of people from Africa over to this part of the world, even though we know other people was doing it, like the Portuguese was doing it, the French was doing it, the Spaniards was doing it, even the Russians was doing it. But England, the riches and the benefits of England out of this racism and white supremacy behavior has caused a whole race of people to be traumatized and still living in them traumatic experiences. So we don't know already. It's not something new. I know a whole heap of people didn't know this, but I'm going to say it. I know people didn't know it, but did you know that it's just recently a person who is a Roman Catholic could marry into the royal family? It was forbidden for anybody who is Roman Catholic to marry into the royal family. And the reason being this, because you know the Church of England is Anglican, and most of the rituals of the Church of England come out of the Roman Catholic Church. The reason being that there was a guy, Henry VIII, the king, Henry VIII, who wanted to divorce his wife and wasn't allowed to do it by the Pope. And in breakaway from the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope of England, the papers in break away from it and declare Anglican Church of England, the Church of England, Anglican Church. So they have their own autonomy as it relates to the preaching and the rituals and all the things them that we see the Anglican Church have. It was Henry VIII, a murderer. And the thing with these people, that you can do certain things and get away with it, but some simple little things, them says, no, the perversion of England and its royal house is well known in history. We all know about Queen Elizabeth I, Victoria, King James. All of these people come up. There's certain things that them do in history that cannot be mentioned on the radio. Cannot be mentioned. So now a bomb dropping at them area, like a bomb from a German plane dropping at them area. And now them confused. So we want to really talk to someone who we feel have a view. Plus we're going to talk to someone in England. How can the Princess Diana, how can she go deal with a man who is not white? Even though he was a billionaire, but him is not white. You know, it's weird. It's like when the lady said, look here, it was always an argument about the color of our newborn baby. If he was going to so dark. This was expressed in the royal house. And a whole heap of people believe that the princess who met in at the crash really one of the things them about it is that she was actually breaking protocols for go deal with a dark-skinned man. So we know of that. We know of the treachery, the treachery of the royal house against African people and Indians. Because I remember them divide India, and one part is Pakistan and one part is India. And never the twain shall meet again. That is what them do to India. We don't want to mention, because everybody know where we mention about the Caribbean, especially Jamaica, what England do, and is still doing. Of recently, it come up with the Governor General insignia, one of the Governor General insignia, Adana, a white angel standing up in the neck of a black angel, casting him down to hell, the bottomless pit, the fire furnace. And this black man in King's house, walking with this insignia upon him chest. And the Prime Minister come say, well, maybe him never ever know, say, can you believe that? Watch about anything will be wear around my neck. Me must know why me I wear it. Anything when me wear around my neck, any little insignia, or any little emblem or any little thing, me must know why me I wear it. And this black man representing the Queen of England is walking around with this insignia and then say, all right, I'm going to investigate it. I wonder if him take it down half him chest when him pad up him chest with whole heap of insignias. I wonder if him take it down half him chest. That is why it is urgent, very urgent, that we remove ourselves from the Commonwealth, because there is no wealth that is common amongst white people as it relates to our land and the lands in the Caribbean. We see the lady, Meghan Markle, is moving that by the end of the year. She will sever ties with the Queen of England. And we didn't know, say, the Queen, the Barbados is one of the most British of all the colonies. When people talk about colonial things, when you go through the airport, you see the Queen Elizabeth just look by yourself. You go to Barbados and come out of the plane and you look. You go to the immigration, you see the Queen just look by yourself. Anywhere you turn, she look by you. To maintain the sovereignty of an independent state. That is what you're doing. You're moving a relic of our terrible history in Jamaica and replacing it with a sovereign independent state. It's not like independence as a little gallivant in a stadium every year. Independence is more than that. Independence is more than that. We have to have visa to go to England. And England is our mother country, according to them. Last week, a man was denied. He was denied citizenship in England after living there for 40 odd years. You know what I say? I say, the man was denied citizenship after living in England for 40 odd years. And a whole heap of the people them that England sent for from the Caribbean, especially Jamaica, them want to ship them home to Jamaica because them done with we. Them done with we, you know. Them work with four parents and this and that. Them done with them, no why you back to them country. Yet still, the Prime Minister of England say, he might give at least 3 million Chinese the opportunity to become citizens of England. 3 million. The Chinese never fighting on a war against the Germans for England. A lot of Jamaicans fought in that war in the Royal Air Force. Lot of Jamaicans. And now, after them done, them use it, them refuse it. And people still are uphold and maintain them. The government hold on upon the Queen land and keep it for our successors and our heirs and our successors. The government hold on upon the land. And the people them in Jamaica, them are called squatter. That should be a bad word. As a matter of fact, when I say squatter, the Broadcasting Commission should call and say, what kind of word that MUTABARUKA is using on the radio and is in prime time. They shouldn't be using that word squatter. The government of Jamaica is using that word to identify people who is landless in Jamaica, who do have nowhere to live because them hold on upon the Queen land and don't want to distribute the land amongst the people. That is really what them are doing. It's a terrible thing. So, in light of what is taking place, we want to delve in it because I think it is something that might lead to something else. You understand? And jolt and wake up a whole heap of this like puppet government in the Caribbean. Yeah. Jolt them, especially our government. Our government is running the country like Donald Trump. Yes. We want to really figure out this thing between Harry and Meghan. I mean, it sometimes certain things don't really connect to we still, but in a round way it connect because of England and always see England and Jamaica and what the implication might be in relationship to that interview that was given to Oprah Winfrey. Did you see the interview?
I saw some parts of it. I saw enough of it, as much as I wanted to see.
Yes, yes. What's the part what you wanted to see actually?
All right. What I'm not so interested in the family road because everybody have some, some family business. I'm only always concerned though when people bring their business out the door because that usually means that the family split is harder to heal. Yes. Because everybody they're in it, right? But no, as far as it concerns us, she has told us, and it's a question of, fish going to river bottom and can tell us about the shark teeth.
Yes, yes.
Or whichever sea bottom. But she has told us what we would have guessed at, but now it's somebody from the middle of it telling us how racist the royal family is.
Yes.
Again, that should not surprise us unduly because this one, you look on the pigmentation of the royal family, and there's a tendency for that pigmentation to be racist.
Yes. Yes.
So from that point of view, it's not that much of a surprise. However, the problem is with us as formerly colonized people and some of the ways in which we are still paying tribute to Mrs. Queen and the royal family.
That is where the problem comes in. That is where the problem comes in.
Yes, yes. I think that is now where the problem is for us. That now that we see it up in our face, what the situation is. And I'll say it's not anything that we couldn't guess that. But are we going to keep these same trappings? Muta, I don't know if you ever, for instance, go to court and when court is called to order, the next thing them say is, God save the Queen.
Yes,
yes. Yes, Muta.
But even in a parliament, them have the minister will represent her. All
right. All right. Yes. And when you go to King's house, and you notice the name, that is a King's house.
Yes.
All of those, and I mean, I think that there are some of the trappings that we are so accustomed to that we may just accept it as something that can't change.
Yes,
but it's something that have to change.
Yes. All right. So I can ask you now, with all of the trappings of the relics of colonialism and England, we see one prime minister in this time, Meghan Markle, decides coming in at the end of this year, she will remove the Queen of the head of state. Yes. Why is it so difficult after Portia, after all of these so-called progressive prime ministers and prime ministers of Jamaica? Why is it so difficult for we do what Meghan Markle said she's going to do? I mean, literally said she's going to do it.
Right. And I can't answer that question except to say that Meghan Markle, as I've seen her operate, and when I say that, I mean that in 2019, I timed a visit to Barbados to be able to attend her party conference. I wanted to see her in action.
Yeah.
And she is connected to her people. She communicates with her people. Even now, with COVID around, and if there are things, because, I mean, people will make errors with something new and so on. She don't defend herself and cause people as hypocrite and bad mind and those things. She will either say, look, we didn't get that right. So in order to get it right, we are going to do so and so. And the other day, somebody was criticizing her about something. And she said to the person, come to my office and let's talk about it.
Yes.
So I just said that she, to me, is more open-minded and more ready to make changes in the interest of the people and the country, and even in the interest of the wider Caribbean. Because when she got vaccine the other day, she made sure that some other of the islands like St. Lucians got too.
Yes, they're from the Indians, yes.
Right. So she, to me, is grounded in looking about the needs of the people. Now, our political parties here, and I'm not going to make a difference between the two of them, have been more grounded in acquiring power for themselves.
Yes.
So that, I mean, matters like these, every now and then either one or the other talk about it, but it does not seem important enough to do something about it. And Muta, when I was little, my mother said to me that she not going on any sidewalk to go wait for any queen pass and wave to the queen. Because she said to me that the queen is at the root of the classism.
Yes.
You see, because the classism starts with His and Her Royal Highness.
Of course.
And trickle right down. You see. So,
right.
I just don't think that our leaders take the country and the people seriously enough, or else they would see what classism is doing to the country, and they would put an end to what the source of it is, and begin to put the people, and begin to, when you go to court now, instead of saying, God save the Queen, we would have said, God save the people.
Yes.
But it looked like
instead of Tom Jones versus the Crown. It's Tom Jones versus... instead of, let's say, Tom Jones versus the Crown, it should be Tom Jones versus the people.
Yeah, exactly, Muta. Exactly. Because it's the people that Tom Jones actions
Against,
are affecting.
Yes.
Not the Queen.
Yes.
The Queen of business with we.
She no business with
and then now, the next thing too is that when you go to court, you have a set of people called Queen's Counsel.
Yes.
No, I don't get what that is really about, because, you know, the Queen is a part, the royal family is a part of the oppression of black people.
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm still holding on it. A lot of them proud too. A lot of people proud of that too, the Queen's Counsel, you know.
Yeah.
You can't call them and let you say QC. Top soaps QC. You can't say it without that. But, all right, I could say something here now, because I know you say, I know I asked you about why is it so difficult for Jamaica let go the Queen in at this time, and you never really answer me more than say you don't know, but there must be something like yourself where tell you say this is why it's not happening as fast as we would have expected it to be, given the pronouncement of, you know, for instance, Portia pronouncement of this man.
Yeah.
Give me a little reasoning about that. Why you think
that?
So
all right. Well, you know what? I think also that we the people are not pressuring for it. I think, and I don't negative if I can work that through. I mean, why would the people not be pressuring for it? Is it that too many of us identify with the symbols of whiteness, of Britishness, and so therefore we're not ready to challenge it? I don't know, Muja. That is certainly part of my thought, because as a people, I'm not sure how closely outside of the Rastafarian community, which has done so much for our link to Africa, but I'm not sure how much the rest of the country is really looking at our African roots.
Yes.
And if we don't look at those roots and accept and acknowledge those roots, then we may very well still be looking at other roots.
You think that
this may be part of the attachment still to England, enough of an attachment to be having the Queen and the symbol of the Queen.
Yes. You know, there's some things happening. I don't know if the news them are carrying in Jamaica, but in England, there's a lot of alabaloo about what Meghan said, and they're trying to do damage control. The House of Windsor is trying to, I don't know if you heard about it, there's a lot of damage control trying to be put in place for really offset what she said. I don't know how they're going to have damage control, but a lot of the people them in England feel say the British monarchy is a relic of the past, and them should really, you know, forget about that now. A whole heap of people believe that in England.
Yes, Muta, that is something that maybe we don't appreciate, because when I lived in England for a while, and I talk to people like how we, you know, when the Queen come here and big excitement and children stand up in sun hot. And I mean, the English people that I spoke to, they couldn't understand why you would do that. I mean, it's just the Queen, you know? So I suspect that even the English now are asking, I mean, they have been for a while, asking questions about whether they really need the Queen or not, or need a monarchy or not.
Or not,
yes. And this is one of the things that is certainly being stirred now by the interview that Meghan had, because it shows the royal family as just ordinary people, you know, bad mind when they're ready, do various things which, you know, don't add to to family unity, and they're just ordinary people.
They have a history of that. They have a history of that. Throughout history, if you trace them, the house, you know that is really what took place.
Yeah. Because as I said earlier, they certainly, the royal family has at the very least condoned theft of land, theft of jewelry,
all sort of things.
Killing of people. It happened in their name.
Slavery,
so,
Yes,
so I would think that that this is one of the things that Meghan and that interview may well contribute to. Well, certainly it has contributed to people thinking again
of course,
about
that is really
what the royal family is about and whether they are necessary
in
or
this
not.
modern time,
and whether the behavior is such behind closed doors that you want to, want to bow and scrape.
Well, thank you for your insight
another
here.
Set of people.
Yeah, we want to thank you for your insight. We have to go. But as I say, I'm always observing you. I must say that as a person who play music, observing your movements in a party session, I have to say that.
Yeah.
And I like your work in relationship to the human rights, your activism as a human rights activist. It's always out there for the people to see.
Muta, I appreciate a lot because really and truly, I consider that my work is towards emancipation that don't come yet.
Yes.
See? We got a piece of paper around 1838, but emancipation don't come yet.
No, definitely not. Neither independence.
Nor is independence.
Yes.
Because when you have, because you have certain situations that keep classism alive, and one of those is the education system.
Yeah.
See, it keeps it alive because you have the 15% who are going to be the managers and the whatever CEO and so forth and so on, and then you have that's 15 to 20%, and then you have 80% that is never going to achieve much because they don't leave school with anything to build on.
Yeah.
So them on their own, the state not helping them. And if you look on that replicates the plantation.
Definitely.
The 20% who are the privileged and will manage the rest. And you just give it the rest enough education that them can, do a manual work.
Tread along. Yes. Give thanks. Sobers, give thanks.
Yes. Muta, well, thank you so much. I'm glad to talk to you.
All right. I'm glad for watch you. I'm glad to look by you.
I will listen for the music.
All right. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank you. All right. Bye.
That was Ivan Sobers, retired teacher, management consultant, community and human rights activist, author, writer of fiction and non-fiction, and I add something to her, dancing queen. Yes, dancing queen. This is the stepping razor. I want to tell you, there's a sister now out of England, Birmingham to be precise name, and Obeahman. And Obeahman is so much things. I mean, she do magic. She's a magician as it relates to certain things. Oh, I heal up on Obeahman. How you do? You see that introduction? You hear that introduction there? Magician.
Wow, I've gone to a magician from a broadcast journalist to a magician. Yeah, man, that's so sweet. Thank you. How are you?
I am okay. I want to tell people that this sister is the first sister that actually document the cutting edge from them time there. Document, I don't say document them, put them the whole at the time, but the cutting edge that time to put them in a archival situation where you can reflect forward on them. And we give thanks for that over the years. We give thanks, you know.
Yes,
so,
you're most welcome.
All right. We just start to, I don't know if he was listening, but we just start to Ivan Sober. No. By the way, this sister is talking from Birmingham, England, right? All right. So we just talked to Ivan Sobers a while ago about the aftermath of this Harry and Meghan interview and the implications it have for the House of Windsor, the royal house, as it relates to what she said. I am told that there's a lot of people running here and there trying to do some damage control. I don't know. How look in your area?
Yes. Well, most certainly they are trying to do damage control because it's gone down like a bombshell in this country. Everywhere you go, people are talking about the interview that was aired. Now, the royal family, their first public statement that they put out, it didn't really say anything. In fact, they tried to shove some of the blame onto Meghan, saying that other people recall the events somewhat differently. However, they would look into the issue of racism with regard to the comment made about the baby. Now, bearing in mind that that wasn't the only instance of racism that Meghan had touched upon. She spoke about it at a very institutional level, but they seemed to be able to avoid that. Then today, Prince William came out and made a statement to say that his family was not racist. But the way that they're going about it, it seems to be making matters worse for them. And people aren't believing what they have to say because they haven't addressed the issue in a genuine manner.
I'm hearing that they are saying that
it deserves.
I'm hearing that they are saying that when she talk about she feel like she was going to commit suicide, that is an exaggeration and almost a lie. That's what I hear that they are saying.
Okay, that's what the royal family haven't said that. The royal family haven't made that statement. But some persons in the British press have said
the tabloids. The tabloids,
yes. Yes, but don't forget, Harry revealed in the interview that every year the royal family throw a party for the press. So they're owning each other's books. So right now, they will have their people... Sorry?
They have to write where the royal house say.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Of course. They're paid influencers. They're paid influencers. But they're not going to get away with this so easy. I mean, you just mentioned the Commonwealth. I heard some talk about the Commonwealth. As you know, Birmingham will be hosting the Commonwealth next year. And I do hope that there's a backlash. I do hope that, the call goes out now to say, right, we think the Commonwealth countries should boycott the Commonwealth Games in 2022.
Okay.
I think there should be something along those lines to be pushed to say, hold on, enough is enough. But whether that will happen or not, I don't know. I'm just surprised I'm more surprised by black people's being surprised that the royal family are racist.
Are racist.
That one baffles me.
After all the slavery and all these historical references, people say, what? Racist? We never know them racist. Is that weird surprise?
It just shows, again, we have a problem with wanting to be accepted by everybody. And we're trying to be everything to everybody. And it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
All right. You find out. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah. The Queen owns 1/6 of the earth, right? She didn't get that because she went out and worked for it. She got that because her ancestors went out and robbed, raped, pillaged, murdered, deceived the entire world. That's how she now owns 1/6 of the earth today. If you look at some of the quotes from other members of her royal family, I don't know if you've ever heard of Princess Michelle. And, Princess Michael. He's the cousin of the Queen. And his wife has always been known for being very racist. She's known as Princess Michael of Kent. Now, she was at a dinner party in New York, and a complaint was made that she told a group of black business persons and lawyers that they need to get back to the colonies. So the newspapers went to her. This is her quote. They asked her, did you tell those people to get back to the colonies because they was making noise? Hear what she said. No, I didn't tell them to get back to the colonies. I told them back in the colonies that they should remember how it was, that back in those days of the colonies, that there were rules that were very good, and that they should think about it.
Yeah,
so she never even said no.
Yeah, she amplified. She amplified.
She amplified it. And she has two black sheep. Ever guess what her black sheep are called?
Yeah. What?
Serena and Venus Williams. So when people are acting shocked, don't forget Harry himself came over when he was in Afghanistan. He called one of his colleagues the term "paki," which in the UK is a racist term.
Racist term, yes.
Yes, he also went to the party dressed as with an army uniform with Nazi symbolism all over him. So they all have their issues with racism. Something in the interview that really irked me, that Oprah didn't pick upon. Harry says, the firm missed a wonderful opportunity. So Oprah says, what's the opportunity? Well, look at Meghan. She was a wonderful opportunity for the firm to be able to go throughout the Commonwealth. They could have used her greatly in the Commonwealth. In other words, he was happy for his wife's colour to be used to promote the colonial rhetoric that they've been pushing on us for generations. He was happy for them to use her skin colour to do that. And now he's complaining that they're being racist towards his wife.
Yes. Fire there must still think a cold breeze, man. All right. Make I ask you something. To Ruth, make I ask you something. You find that black families is more... Yes, we're talking to Ann Corbia from... She's in Birmingham. You up on the line, Mama?
Yes, I am.
All right. Yeah, before the cut off, I was asking you if you find that black families are more accepting to multiracial marriages than white families.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Why you think that is?
Black families crave the validation. They crave validation. Yeah. They see multiracial families as it's a sign of acceptance. So they see it as, you're being accepted. You're moving up in society. And they, more than anything, they crave the validation. I mean, there's one or two black families who you will find where it's a no-go. They're not tolerating it. But for the most part, yes, they're big on it.
Yeah, well, I find that too. I find that black people seem to hug up when them children, son or daughter, bring home a white person and say, we are getting married or we married last week or so. Them find it like, wow, Yes, I'm going to tell all them friends too.
Yeah, yeah, especially when the grandbaby comes. They can't wait so they can show off the colour of the baby. And have photographs taken with all their grandchildren, all their mixed-race grandchildren. It's like, wow, look at me, I'm reached.
But that deep, that deep, say, in all of this, after all of this, we still, our traumatic experience has become a reality rather than something that we should have leave behind. It's trauma caused this.
Because we haven't had any institutions come along which have made it their sole purpose to be educators. We've never had those at the institutional level. We've had one or two organizations. We've never had a school or college or a university that says the next 50 years we're turning this nonsense around. And the next 50 years we're going to emerge as a healed people and we're going to be leaders in the field of science and technology, for example. We don't have leadership that provides that sort of a vision or purpose. We are happy to go along with whatever program is put out there by the West. We just follow along. The same in Africa.
Until
that happens.
Yeah. No, I'm listening.
Yeah, until that happens, you'll never have change. China just didn't get to where China is just like that. Back in 1930, Marcus Garvey was predicting China would be the next superpower. What was it that he saw the Chinese doing that he could predict that they would be the next superpower? You see, they didn't just come to power like that. The communist government went to work on the Chinese mind, and anybody who didn't fall in line, well, yeah.
The cultural revolution, them call it, man. Yes.
It's a cultural, that's what it was. It was a cultural revolution. I think they did a lot of damage to their traditional culture as well, but that was a decision that they made in order to bring themselves to a certain level in the world. Now, part of the problem with Meghan, I don't understand why we as black people are defending Meghan. Meghan, her whole life has been geared towards white people. You don't even know Meghan's auntie or black auntie, a black cousin, a black uncle. We haven't seen nobody, no picture of a black grandmother or her black grandfather. Her mother traveled all the way from America as a black woman to attend one of the world's biggest weddings by herself. Something's not right with the picture.
Yeah, but I put her in the same.
Family?
I put her in the same space as Kamala Harris, which is a similar thing. You know, I put her in that same category with Kamala Harris, where the idea of black and this don't really budge them at all, man. It's so deep.
Deep. She's not interested. Meghan is upset. The whole interview, she's upset because she wasn't accepted, and she thought she was close enough to be accepted. That's what the whole angst is about. That's all it's about. Oh my God! I thought I would be accepted.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't work like that. When Harry's saying they've missed an opportunity to use her, the Queen's like, missed what opportunity? If I send one of my Grand Picnic down to Jamaica right now, 1,000 Jamaican youth line up with British flags, shaking, waving and dancing and doing all kind of stuff for my grandchildren. I don't need Meghan. Move.
Yes.
And that's what's hit them hard, and that's what's hit us hard. It's like, yo, there ain't no acceptance. And it's a law of life. Who's going to really accept you when you don't accept yourself? Where's your black family? Who are they? Who are these black? Where are they? Where are they? Where are your black family? We can't see them. I've seen all her sisters and brothers. I've seen her fathers. Even though she doesn't deal with them, where's the black family? I don't know why we're getting upset. Leave her and Harry to fight their battles. It's not our business.
She will have to turn back to them now, though. She'll have to return to them now.
Well, don't forget, it was Tyler Perry who come and rescued her and Harry and gave them the house and security. That was the funny thing about one of the funny aspects of the interview, that after the royal family took away his security, because they thought, okay, well, you're being undisciplined and out of order, so we're going to teach you. It was an African-American he had to turn to get a home and to get security.
But I am told that
not even the rich whites in America came to rescue him, like the top 5%. None of them came to him and said, we'll offer you a space. It was Tyler Perry, Medea, who dresses up as a man who made his money from dressing up as a woman. Medea, Tyler Perry, who came and
I am told that the interview was done at his house too. That's what I am told, that the interview was done at his house, even though them never want to say it.
Yes. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yes,
it wouldn't surprise me. It absolutely would not surprise me.
All right, and we give thanks for the as I say, give thanks for the little talk here. And I'm just saying, give thanks for the little talk. We have to move,
Yes.
We appreciate your time and
thanks. I appreciate
the energy.
You interviewing me.
We'll keep in contact. We'll keep in contact, definitely. All right.
Most certainly. One love, peace.
Yeah. Okay, that was Ankobia. She actually promotes shows too, and she have a radio program in Birmingham, which is very important radio program. She actually had me broadcasting live to Jamaica one of the time when I was in England. we was in the studio broadcasting live more than one time actually in England. And she's very active in the Birmingham community. Very, very active. Here we go with the African names, female names first. Yetunde. Yetunde. Yetunde means mother comes again. Mother comes again. Yetunde. Titilayao. Titilayao. Come, I could pronounce this word right. Titilayo. 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 Fragrant. Fragrant. Omolara. 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 Omolara means born at the right time. Olufemi. 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 Olufemi means God loves me. God loves me. So that's Yetunde. Yetunde means mother comes again. Titilayo. Titilayo means fragrant. Omolara. Omolara means born at the right time. And Olufemi, Olufemi, God loves me. Male names. Femi, Femi, means love me. Fela, Fela, means love is saved. So you know that Fela is a great Nigerian musician in a them time there. And him name him son Femi too. Femi, Femi. So Fela, Fela, means love is saved, and Femi, Femi, means love me. Fola, Fola, means respect. Fola means respect. Folami, 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 means respect and honor me. Respect and honor me. So that's Femi, Femi, love me. Fela, Fela, love is saved. Fola, Fola means respect, and Folami, Folami, means respect and honor.